Welcome to the Community Spotlight podcast. My guest is Pat Eyestone. She is from the Upper Winter Fantasy of Lights. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
All right. We go back a piece, as
Yes, we
I
do.
always say. We did this back on the old program years ago, but now we're doing podcasts, so it's a little different.
A little different, but trying to get the same message across.
Yes, Upper's Winter Fantasy of Lights. We're what now, about the 26th year of this event?
We finished our 26th year last year, so we're into our 27th year this year.
27 years. All right. For those that don't know what this is about, why do you have an Upper Fantasy of Lights? Who benefits from this?
The whole purpose is to provide a light show for the Upper Sandusky area, the surrounding communities, and with that purpose, to have a fun evening of coming through the lights, but it's also to raise money for recipients that we have each year. And our recipients this year is the Mohawk Local School District. They are putting in a fully capable disability playground for those that have special needs, whether they're mental or physical. And so that's a great project. They've already got over half their funds secured for that project, and we're going to assist also in that project.
You're going to help assist that and hopefully
Right.
put them over the top in some
Right.
of these areas.
I don't know that we'll put them over the top, but we'll get them a lot closer.
Well, that's good.
And then our second recipient is the Wyandotte Community Connections, or we refer to it as the hub, where it's Here You Belong. And it's for a lot of the youth that come after school. Some get tutoring, some just play in sports and learn team, camaraderie and so forth. And they need to work on, their building is pretty much good, but their outside facilities.
Yeah,
It's
needs
just
some work.
stone and,
Yeah. Little updated is what you're saying.
Yeah, so they need something that's a little safer. So for both of them, it's both safer and it's both helping the youth of the different communities.
Well, Pat, let's give them the who, what, when, where, why. And we've already kind of talked about the proceeds from this and all whatever. When is this taking place? Is it December?
Right, so the drive-through, if you want to come in your car and bring your family, it's $10 per car, and it starts December 1st through the 30th. And Monday through Thursday, we open from 6 to 9:30, and from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, it's 6 to 10 p.m.
Okay. Now, you also have the a fantasy walk.
Correct. That is just for those that want to just come down and stroll through the park. There is no motorized. We do have motorized scooters as far as for wheelchairs, those type of things, if somebody needs help with that way. But this is just strictly walking. There's parking up at the Elks parking lot in Uptown in Upper, or across the parkway to the east. There's some parking lots over that way too that people walk down. So they can walk down, and that is free to the public, although there will be boxes for monetary donations, and anything that we receive those 2 nights go to the food pantries in Wyandotte County.
All right. Now, for those, because we said at the park, some of those might not be familiar with Upper Sandusky. The park we're talking about is the
Harrison Smith Park.
Harrison Smith Park.
Right, on East Wyandotte.
All right. I
Just
know
down the big hill.
down the big hill, or it depends on what side you're coming from.
Right.
If you're coming from Bucyrus on over that way, you're
It's
going,
going
up
up
hill.
the big hill.
All right. But I like your sense of humor. So it's $10 a car for, we're talking about the actual going through when you go for the drive-through. Things that could be helpful to the public that they need to know about. I know as far as, isn't there traffic flow and how this is going to work?
Traffic flow during the week usually is fine, and you can probably get into the park from either direction, east or west on 30 there. And keep in mind, we always have the boulevard for the fantasy changes, and it's one way going into the park in the entrance section. And it's pretty well lit. There's an entrance sign. We have arrows trying to direct people, but there are always 2 lanes to go in. So, people are kind of like sheep, and they just follow the one lane,
Yes.
and the other lane is completely empty. So there's 2 lanes. But now on the weekend, with it being much busier, we start putting up, we have a road sign up by the courthouse, and we want you to come in from the west. So we want you to go up into town and come around the block and then come back down, because then we have a dedicated lane only going into the park so that other traffic can get out to the east side of town.
Well, it helps the traffic flow that way.
Right.
So you got to manage this because this is a large event.
Right. We get, approximately 15,000 cars each year.
Yes.
And a good portion of it's on the weekends. So that, it ties up traffic, and the general public understand, but there's no use trying to make a issue of it.
Yeah, don't be like a salmon going upstream. You got to go follow the flow.
Correct.
And that's something that, we want to encourage everything. One other thing I just happen to think about, you're over here, Pat, I know, representing the Fantasy of Lights, Upper Fantasy of Lights. But I got to thinking about it. It's more than just you, isn't it?
Oh, my
goodness.
There's
a big committee, and there's a lot. I mean, you're not here just to get credit. I know, because this is a whole group of people.
No, we have a committee of like 17. Everybody has their parts. Everybody just knows what part of the job they're doing, whether it's calling volunteers to take the money each night, whether it's calling somebody to be the characters that hand out candy canes to the carloads going through. Somebody's just in charge of the fantasy walk. You have the person that takes care of calling and securing all the displays, just making sure everybody's coming back. Does anybody need different credit, for who's doing that display this year? You have the person that takes care of all the ground lighting, all the bushes, all the trees around the area, just so that everything's always lit up and so forth. So there's, our electric crew, our park board, guy that, makes sure we're doing everything good with the park board and not upsetting anybody in the city. So, and we get great communication from the mayor, and the city, so.
Well, these are all good things to know. Anything else we need to know about, to share about this event?
Just take a night and bring over your family, make it a Christmas event. There's so many that we know make it a event that's just a ritual every year. All
right. Now, I take it that I know you have a website, correct? It's I believe it's I'm going to look down, uppersfantasyoflights.org. Am I correct?
Yes.
Now, I take it there are also things on Facebook and other social media?
Right. We have Facebook. They also do, I think, Instagram. So there's social media that you'll find us on there. But Facebook and the website, if there's any kind of inclement weather, go to those two sites. And we do try to get out. If there's a level 3 by chance, and we did have one last year or the year before, if there's a level 3, we're done. Okay. We will not ask anybody to come out. And level 3, our own people and other people that think it's fine in town, but not all of us are always coming from in town,
right.
To be at the park to open up and everything. So, level 3 is automatically out, so just watch those. But unless it's really, really bad, we will go and have it open, and so forth.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you. I think we pretty much exhausted it. We told everybody the who, what, when, where, why. $10 a car.
Right.
And my suggestion is you can go to the website, you can go to Facebook for all the same information, or you can re-listen to this podcast and listen to us go talk about the Upper's Winter Fantasy of Lights. I thank Pat Eyestone for being my guest today. Thank you, and thank all your committee and the people that's involved in the community in this, because I know it's never a single person's.
No, it's not. And we have a great support from the community and all the businesses and just local groups that help out.
Well, thank you again for making time to come on over and sit and do the podcast today with me. And I hope this is a great success this year. And I would encourage everyone to go and be a part of the Upper's Winter Fantasy of Lights and avail themselves of that opportunity. Thanks again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.